Oak Creek Homes became certified to build modular homes in June of 2000, and since this time has emerged as one of the premier manufacturers of industrialized housing in Texas. In fact, over this time, Oak Creek has built more modular homes than any other manufacturer in Texas. This video presentation is designed to provide a general overview of Oak Creek's modular construction processes and, more importantly, answer the often asked question of what is the primary difference between modular industrialized housing and HUD manufactured homes. In the broadest view of the difference, the two homes are built to entirely different codes. HUD manufactured homes are built to the Federal Manufactured Homes Construction and Safety Standards of 1976, which has been revised several times over the years. Modular homes in Texas are built to the 2003 International Residential Code for 1 and 2 family dwellings. When Oak Creek decided to become certified in Texas as a manufacturer of industrialized housing, several options were available as to the strength of wind loads that our homes would comply with. The higher the wind load, the stronger the home, and more importantly, the closer our homes can be placed to the Gulf Coast. So the decision was made to build to the 120 mile per hour wind load with an option to produce homes that meet a 140 mile per hour wind load rating. As one looks at this map, the yellow coastal areas are the only places our homes are not available for placement. It is obvious that by building our homes to a 120 mile per hour or 140 mile per hour wind load, they are very much overbuilt for 95% of the Texas market. This, of course, plays to your advantage, because in standard site-built construction, builders construct their homes to the wind load required for that area. This presentation will outline many construction features not used in lesser wind conditions. Oak Creek industrialized homes start with a very strong core. Each steel foundation support beam is built by specific design for each model home. Design criteria for our floors calls for a 40-pound live floor load throughout. The steel foundation support beams become a very intricate part of the floor, and in this model, it is not removed after delivery. Just the same, homeowners have the option of ordering a home with a removable chassis, but this is not required to qualify as an industrialized or modular home. The steel foundation support beams are equipped with 4 important items that differentiate the frames from those built into HUD manufactured homes. First, the lateral supports should be no more than 8 feet on center down the entire home. Second, frame attachments are every 16 inches at every possible attachment point on the subfloor. Third, full steel headers are used on the front of the home. Finally, the steel foundation support is recessed at front and rear so stem wall material can easily be added. HUD manufactured homes do not comply with any of the aforementioned 4 points. When the completed steel foundation support is attached to the subfloor, the floor system is complete and very strong. The subfloors are built inverted on a very precise jig. 2x6, 2x8, and 2x10 floor joists are laid out exactly on 16-inch centers the entire length of the home. In the event that the home is ordered with a removable chassis, 2x10 floor joists are used. Sewer lines are installed, as well as hot and cold water lines. Any necessary electrical cables are also added at this time. Sewer blocks are installed using steel plumber's tape to ensure proper sewer line drop, reducing long-term maintenance issues. IRC codes require cleanouts on specific locations for all sewer lines. Where water lines and electrical lines are required to cross from one side of the home to the other, special construction blocks are needed to prevent cutting of any part of the perimeter rail, a code regulation. After the sewer lines, water lines, and electrical cables are installed, a formaldehyde-free blanket of R11 insulation is added over the entire subfloor. Finally, to protect the bottom of the home, a layer of reinforced poly is added. In the area of the floor framing, where the transporting carrier will be located, a wire mesh is added to protect the underside of the home during transportation. The steel foundation support is attached to the subfloor framing with steel clips and along each lateral support. The maximum space is no more than 16 inches along the entire house. Afterwards, the subfloor is righted and continues through the process. Unlike manufactured housing, which often has particle board for floor decking, Oak Creek Industrialized homes use 3/4-inch tongue and groove plywood as their standard for all floor decking. An industrialized adhesive is applied on each joist and the perimeter railing. 4x8 sheets of decking are laid out and staggered for additional strength and mechanically fastened on the adhesives for a tight, secure fit. Nails are hand-checked again for secure attachment. All seams are rechecked and filled with sealer if necessary, then sanded for a smooth application for floor coverings. The floor is then covered with an industrial 15-pound material to protect the floor and floor coverings during the remaining construction process, and is removed when construction is completed. Walls are built on full-size jigs to an exacting specification. Virtually all studs are 2x4 number 2 grade with a maximum spread of 16 inches on center. To meet the 120 to 140 mile per hour wind load, exterior walls are built with studs placed on an average of 12 inches on center to a point 48 inches in from each corner of the home. HUD manufactured homes use less wall studs and minimal framing around windows and doors. All industrial construction requires double 2x4 top plates and a single 2x4 bottom plate. The formaldehyde-free R13 insulation bats are added with no insulation voids. When completed, the industrialized adhesive is applied to the entire wall. Luan plywood panel is then laid in the glue-covered wall framing and fastened with wide crown staples. Next, industrialized adhesive is added and 1/2-inch drywall sheetrock is applied over the glued-on paneling and attached using sheetrock nails. Windows and doors are routed out of full 4x8 sheets of drywall sheetrock using whole pieces, which increases the wall's strength. The wall is then set up to dry. Here you can see the exterior wall ready for placement. Next, the roof and ceiling section is assembled in another precise process. Large 4x16 sheets of sheetrock are laid out parallel to the trusses, so all seams are supported by roof framing members. Once laid out, all seams are taped for movement. Pre-engineered and built truss rafters are then laid out on 12, 16, or 24-inch centers, depending on the load requirement ordered by the particular customer or by the region of the country. Once the trusses are in the exact position, attachment is made using polyurethane foam on all bottom truss cords and sheetrock seams. Flexible ductwork with an insulation value of R8 is installed in the roof cavity. This assures excellent heat loss values. All ductwork is securely attached to ceiling download boxes and tested for airflow and leaks. Paper rulers are installed throughout the roof cavity to ensure the exact thickness of insulation is blown into the attic to maintain an R30 or R38 insulation value. R30 is the standard roof insulation in an Oak Creek Industrialized home. The Oak Creek home is constructed with a very tall